Today I'd like to talk about Takeout Online, which is a company I started back in 2001, and we've been doing the business since then in a number of restaurants in the Seattle, Washington area, mostly on the east side, Kirkland, Washington, Bellevue, Seattle. The software I wrote back in 2001 is set up in such a way where it could be used literally in any environment anywhere in the country. And since everybody needs to eat, and there are restaurants in just about every town you go to, and quite numerous, depending which towns you go to, it's definitely an opportunity for somebody if somebody want to take advantage of it. The concept itself is pretty simple. People go to a website we put together. Currently it's called takeout-online.com. And they click on the city they're interested in. They click on they see a list of restaurants. They click on the restaurant they're interested in, and they select from one of their menus. Most restaurants have one menu. Some restaurants have more than that. And once they see the menu, they can just simply click on the dish that's being shown. And I will pull up the site right now to give you a glimpse of what it looks like. So let me turn on screen sharing here. And screen share. Okay, and so I select, for example, Kirkland, Washington, and it shows me a list of all the restaurants here, and people can scroll and pick the restaurant of their choice. So let's say we wanted to pick Kebab House, one of the new ones we got, and the page comes up looking very similar to their website, and it has the categories up at the top here, and anybody can just simply click on the category, and it'll take them right to that particular category, and then they can click on any of the dishes. You have the name of the dish and description. So you click on the dish, and when you click on the dish, if I click on the dish here, then you can see it increases the quantity on the right side by 1. On the left side, you have a little scrolling menu control, like a remote control, basically. It allows you to jump to the top, allows you to see what the current price is, so far what you've ordered, the taxes and everything. And you can also enter the quantity instead of clicking 3 times. They can just put number 3, and that updates the price. And so people just scroll through and they click on different dishes they want to order. They can take as much or as little time as they want. As you can see, there's some pictures in there. When they finally get done, they get down to the bottom. Click on complete here and click on proceed with the order. As you can see on every page, there is a restaurant address. There's a link to map and driving directions. So you can go right to the restaurant right from there. And also the total here, so they can see exactly what they're ordering. So they simply click on the proceed with the order, takes them to the next page. Here is where they fill in their pickup or delivery information and any comments they have down here at the bottom, and also their name and basic contact information, which, as you can see, got pre-filled automatically before I even entered anything, so people don't have to enter it every time they order. And then they put in, everything is going through secure connection, so it's all encrypted through HTTPS, and once they enter the proper information here, it charges their credit card, and then it gives them what we call a thank you screen. That's basically it in terms of how people order. And so all the restaurants, they have different, the menus look different, but they function pretty much in the same way. So it's very easy for people to use. To set it up and to run it all, it's all done here. So the opportunity itself is in talking to restaurants in your area and presenting them with the concept that they can have this online ordering environment with very little to no cost to them, and at the same time completely hassle-free, because it's one of those software service environments where we take care of everything in terms of making sure it's all up and running. The only thing that's required by restaurants, there's two things that we ask them to have. Number one item is obviously to be able to handle the orders, and for them to handle the orders. So that part gets done, but that's kind of a given. And the second part is to receive these orders, they need to have some sort of device, and we have either ability to send these orders via email. They have, for example, some restaurants have Wi-Fi, so we just set up a little wireless printer and set it up so it automatically prints every time an order comes in. So all they have to do is look out for the paper in the printer, and when it prints, then they need to take care of that order. Or most restaurants that we deal with still are not that much into computers, so the only thing they have is a fax machine. So our system can also handle that automatically, whereby the order is placed online, but the restaurant gets it via fax machine, and they process it that way. But the whole environment, from the ordering to them getting it, is completely automated. There's no people involved in the middle to create faxes or send faxes. It's a completely automated environment, which makes it very nice and timely, and also eliminates errors. So it takes about usually between 1 to 2 minutes for a fax, from the time they hit submit to the time that they actually get the order at the restaurant. It's about 1 minute delay time. So it's a fast environment, timely environment. We have set up for drivers, for example, if you decide to offer delivery in your area and you have a driver, or you're doing the driving, totally up to you, of course, then we have it set up whereby the drivers gets notified via text message with all the relevant information on their smartphone or regular phone even, immediately as soon as the order is placed. So typically what happens is, when an order is placed online, within a minute restaurant will get the order. We get a copy of the email information with all the details, and all the information goes into a database on our end, and at the same time the driver gets this text message to indicate where they need to go. If the driver happens to have a smartphone and has mapping and directions, all of that, then it makes it even that much easier, because then you just simply grab the address from the order and you can easily copy and paste it into the Google Maps, for example, for navigation, and the driver goes right to the address. So it's very simple to use, very convenient, and very fast in terms of deliveries. I mean, we usually, from the time people place the order, we usually place deliveries on the average, I would say about 35 to 40 minutes is the average time from the time they place the order to the time they're opening the door to get their food. And so that works out pretty well. Most people are pretty happy with that. That's the basic idea behind the service, without getting into all the details of all the tech stuff involved in it. In terms of the opportunity itself, is we're willing to partner with anybody who's doing this in other areas, because obviously we cannot be everywhere. And the responsibilities are split in such a way where we take care of all the technical stuff, and all the ordering and everything else, and monitoring, and then running the computers and websites and everything. We take care of all of that, even setting up menus. And the other part of it, which would be your part of doing the business, is to simply go to talk to your local restaurants, present them with the concept, and see if they want to sign up. And if they want to sign up, then you simply become a conduit between us and them, and send us the information, such as their menu and their logo, and some of the details about when they're open, and their address and fax number, and some of the other details. But basically, you're the liaison, if you will, between us and them, and that's your part of the deal. So that's the part of the, and of course, then from every single sign up, you make money from every sign up, as well as percentage of money from all the orders that come in subsequently from all your restaurants. So it's one of these businesses where you initially start out and you're not making much money because nobody signed up yet. But as you build the business and you add more and more restaurants and more orders are coming in, then the money that's coming in becomes more and more. eventually turning into a situation where you really don't have to do much or of anything in terms of new signups or anything with existing people, but all this money continues to roll in, and of course you continue to make money. The only thing we ask after the fact is when you are actually done with the restaurant, it becomes your restaurant, as we would call it, then the only thing we ask you to do is just from time to time check in with the owners to make sure everything is okay. So, because you're there and we're not again. The idea is that you either call or you send an email or you text them or stop by, whatever's convenient for you and for them, once a month, maybe initially a couple of times a month, just to say hi and see how things are going. And the typical interaction would be, "Hi, John, how are you? Fine. Everything okay with the orders and everything?" "Yeah," the guy says, "everything is fine." "Okay, well, let me know if you need anything or need to make a menu change or anything like that. Just let me know." That's it. That's basically the interaction, nothing more than that. And so with that, I'll show you a little presentation I put together regarding the kind of the process. Let me bring that up and go to full screen here. So you can see what it looks like. Let's see, full screen. Excellent. So basically, the service is about these four things. It's kind of the way we look at it. It's about the presence for restaurants, findability, ordering, and marketing. And so what we mean by that is the following. The presence is that restaurants who are not online are missing a huge part of business right now, because if they were online, they would not be losing up to 90% of orders that they lose by people calling on the phone and getting a busy tone or no answer or anything like that. And according to the American Restaurant Association, 89% of orders get lost because of this. If I pick up the phone and I call you and let's say you get a busy tone, I have a couple of things I could do. I could either wait and call you again, or I could call your competitor. And of course, you know what most people are going to do. They're going to call your competition. So the problem with not doing this online is a huge problem, because the phones are not handling it the way they used to be handled in the old days. It just doesn't work anymore. And also because a lot of your competitors, in terms of restaurants, other restaurants would already have online ordering potentially as well. And so they're just another thing where you're falling behind in terms of your restaurant taking advantage of the technology and opportunities within. So that's one of the points that we make to restaurants. The second problem with restaurants and the way they order the old way is that when, let's say, somebody is on the phone and let's say they do have call waiting, if I call and somebody places me on hold, so they'll be with you in just a moment, you know that they're not going to be done with the other call in a moment. I mean, that's typically going to be at least probably 10, 15 seconds, maybe more. And so what's happening is I'm going to get irritated, just like anybody else would, that I'm placing a call, I'm trying to give you business, and you're putting me on hold. And so either I'm going to be one of these people who's going to say, the heck with you, I'm going to go to your competitor, I'm not going to wait, or I'm going to be irritated, wait, and then I'm going to indicate my irritation to you, and then everybody gets irritated. It just doesn't work. The phones do not handle it. There's too many people ordering at the same time. There's too much business that potentially is lost to restaurants because of this. So having online presence with menu and information about the restaurant and pictures and all that is very, very important. And that's what we provide. So if a restaurant doesn't have it, by using Takeout Online, they automatically get that presence. Findability is another key thing. Let's say you are online. You did, pay somebody thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars or whatever you paid to put together a website, and nobody's coming. Nobody's coming. Nobody can find you. And you went to talk to this guy that provided, somebody told you to look into SEO services, and you look at whatever that means, and of course they tell you that they're going to be charging hundreds a month, if not more, just to provide the SEO that will supposedly make people find you, and of course nobody's guaranteeing anything. So you don't want to spend, as a restaurant, you don't want to spend that kind of money. So that's one of the other benefits of using Takeout Online, is we being in IT industry for a long time. This is just one of our products. We put together an environment where people do find us online fairly easily. I mean, our restaurants are on the system, and thus they're obviously ordering more from us than from other people. I have one of the restaurants we have in Kirkland here. They have their own website with online ordering, in addition to what we put together for them. They also have another competing service that actually has been in business before us that also provides ordering for them through either faxing or phone calling or online. So, we have these major competition in the same restaurant, and we by far outsell both of those. I think we outsell both of them probably combined in terms of how many orders we provide them on a daily basis. And that's strictly because of findability. It's because when people look for their kind of stuff, either using their name or using their kind of food in this area, they find our links to their presence using our website than anything that even they themselves have done. So findability is an important part in addition to presence, and that's what Takeout Online provides as well. And of course, next item is, we have full online ordering, as I showed earlier, so people can easily go and order. So that's part of the service. And then the marketing. The marketing part has to do with doing things using social media, doing email marketing. Now, we can definitely help you to market the service in your area, so a lot of people will find out about it, and more people will use it. And obviously, we're going to do our part to make sure they like what they're getting. But at the same time, the marketing part, in terms of how it gets promoted, is also very important because there's different ways to do so. So that's another thing that we do in terms of we make cards for businesses to be able to show them in the restaurant that indicate that now they have online ordering and that they're online. And we also make everything to be brand specific to the restaurant. We do not advertise Takeout Online in any restaurants. What we do is we tell people, advertise, excuse me, advertise your own website. So if your restaurant is called, Hunan Wok, put on hunanwok.com on your business cards and indicate that you're offering online ordering. And all of our customers do that when they do their little coupons. Sometimes they buy these coupons for marketing and other print media. We always tell them, put your own domain. Don't put us. There's no reason for it. We interface with your website so people will be able to order whether they come through us or whether they come through you. But the idea being that promote your own website. So restaurants like that idea as well, because they don't have to worry about dealing with us or dealing with any other company because they're advertising themselves. And of course, every business likes to advertise their own stuff. So we made it so it works really well from that standpoint. And as I mentioned, we also integrate very well with their own website to make sure ordering is seamless for people. So those are the kind of the four areas. So in terms of telling people what is Takeout Online, it's a service for restaurants, and we enable them to create and enhance their online presence. We provide them with online menus and ordering for their customers, and we enhance marketing and promotion, as I just mentioned, which helps them to increase the bottom line and improve customer service at the same time. Because the more you can empower people to do things on their own and do it well, the more they like it. Because there's all kinds of different people, they all like to do different things, and so for some people, picking up the phone is the easiest, maybe. But when they pick up the phone and they get somebody on the other line that doesn't speak English, speaks like I do with an accent or worse, then sometimes it's a little hard to understand them. My accent hasn't been that much of a problem, but there's plenty of people out there that have accents and lack of English to the point where it's really hard to understand them, especially on the phone, and it becomes a frustrating experience. It's not a good experience. And so people like to have control. They like to be able to do things on their own, so they have to deal with these kind of issues, with language barrier issues, with phone being busy issues, with people asking to put mayo on their sandwiches and not getting it because the guy on the phone misheard what the order was or didn't write it down right. So there's a zillion different ways of how you can look at why it's better to do things by empowering people, just letting them do their own thing, and that's exactly what we provide. And that's why you get a much better customer service in the end because of that. And as I mentioned, we've been doing this for about 11 years now. So that's what Takeout Online is. In terms of who it's for any restaurant that wants to expand their takeout business, provide online ordering, and improve customer service at the same time. Be visible on the internet. As I mentioned before, even if there is a website for a restaurant already, adding Takeout Online does not diminish their business at all. It adds another profit center, is the way to look at it. That's why whenever we go to talk to restaurants and they say, well, I already have something with some other people, we usually tell them, yeah, it's competition for us. It's not competition for you. For you, we're just another provider that will bring you business. If we don't bring you any business, then you're not paying anything for it. The way our model works is we charge a % of sales from the sales that come in using our environment. And so if we don't have any sales, then you're not paying anything. It's as simple as that. So basically, it's a no-brainer for businesses for restaurants to sign up and deal with us because of the process and the business model we put together. And then they'll be, visible on the internet if they're not right now, and of course, it will increase their bottom line. So that's kind of the main points in terms of why would restaurants want to do this. And the benefits, kind of going through the list of benefits here, there are many benefits. One of the benefits is very simple to implement. We pretty much do all the hard lifting here on our end, and so a restaurant doesn't really have to do anything. They just need to, let's say they will use a fax to get their orders. They just provide the fax number. That's it. That's all they have to do. Everything else we'll take care of. It costs very little. We charge a setup fee right now of $250, and then the restaurant pays 15% of the cost for every order, and they have a choice. We usually give restaurant choice if they want to have the 15% be paid in full by them, or have it paid partially by them, or have it paid by the customer. So we can set up any of these kind of approaches. So it's possible for restaurants to pay basically nothing for using the service. They don't have to change their infrastructure one bit. They don't have to change anything at the restaurant to be able to participate in this environment. They don't have to do anything. If they have a fax set up, that's how they want to get it. They just want to monitor it to make sure that they don't miss orders. But other than that, they don't have to make any changes whatsoever. They don't have to hire additional people. They don't have to buy more insurance. They don't have to get additional phone lines, which is what you would normally have to do if you did want to expand your takeout business coming in. So it's basically a bunch of pluses, no negatives. They don't have to commit to us for a long time. Our approach is very simple. Because of this model where they only pay % of business coming in, if they're not making any money using our system, we're not making any money either, so we have no interest in forcing them to be on our system for some reason. So if it doesn't work for them, it doesn't work for us anyway. So we basically don't create a bunch of administrative headaches. We just say, shake their hand, and if they like it, great. If they don't like it, plenty of other restaurants that do. So that's the long-term commitment. As I mentioned before, there's no busy signals, which means there's not going to be any lost orders. If 10 people want to order at the same time, or 100 people want to order at the same time, by all means. There's no language barriers, which means there's not going to be any errors or any irritations. You get more efficient and effective staff, and that is because you didn't hire people to spend, half an hour on the phone taking an order for 25 people. You hired people to do various things at your restaurant, and therefore that's what you want them to do. And so this way, the order taking is handled off premises by the customers themselves using our system, and therefore your employees, of course, are going to be more efficient, and they'll be able to do more effective job for you. Also, one of the other benefits and features of the system like this is you're able to have much, much larger orders, because right now, if Microsoft wanted to have a party and they wanted to, bad example, let's say Google wanted to have a party and they wanted to do a party for 150 people and they wanted to cater it, ordering it by phone would be abuseful. I think it would be a personal abuse, actually, to do something like that to somebody. But online, it's very simple. Another possibility is, let's say you have an office of 25 people and you're trying to get lunch for everybody. Well, everybody has computers nowadays, and so they can all jump online. They can use their own credit cards, and they can just order whatever they want, and in comments indicate that this will be for such and such company picked up by John Smith. And then John Smith goes to pick up the order, or if it's a delivery, it just gets delivered right to the business. So very convenient, very efficient way to do ordering and receiving as well of any size, orders of any size. And of course, with all of these benefits coming in, then you do get better customer service, and the restaurants can compete more effectively due to all of this, and hopefully and usually make more money. So as I mentioned, the cost to right now we're charging $250 setup fee, and that's something that's obviously we can change if need be, because in different areas it's a little different. And right now we charge per order fee of 15%, and that's payable either by restaurant or payable by their customers or anything combined, basically. In other words, we don't negotiate to provide better fees for our service, but it's totally negotiable who is actually going to pay the fee. That's how we got it set up. And that's it, and that's how you can have your own business, and you can run it, and we can help you with that, and we provide full support on our end, and the restaurants can certainly get their benefits by utilizing a service like that, like many others have. And with that, since I don't have anybody here asking questions, I will end this broadcast. Feel free to contact us on Google+. We have a Takeout Online page, and you're welcome to get in touch with us there if you have any interest in pursuing this business opportunity. We'll talk to you personally, and we'll take it from there. I appreciate your time and appreciate your attention to this, and hope to see you later. Take care.